Good morning. Welcome to Monday Moments with Fran. I hope you are doing well today. So, the importance of a no. That's what I want to share with you today. On Friday, I was in London and I went to minister in dance at a church that I'd never been to before, but I was invited through a ministry friend who came from the States. And after the service was finished, I'd ministered. It was amazing service. The pastor came up and was like, "Oh, that was a blessing, and we've got a watch night service for New Year's Eve, and you can come." And pretty much began to not even ask, but tell me what I could be doing and everything. And I was like, unfortunately, no. I've got other plans. I'm not just gonna say yes because you've asked. And that's partly the inspiration for today. It is so important that we say no to the things that we realize are not for us. Just because somebody asks you to do something, you are not obligated to say yes. And I say that with a comma because obviously if it's your boss, if it's your parent, asking you to do something, for the most times it probably is going to be a yes. But when it comes to acquaintances and friends and people just randomly asking you to do something, you are not obligated to say yes. I know for me, there are many times in my life where I said yes to things that I didn't want to say yes to because I felt obliged to. I felt like as a Christian I should. I felt like, well, if I say no, what's going to happen? Who's going to do it? And the reality is, we are not superheroes in that way. If we cannot do something, the world is not going to fall apart. So don't take on false responsibility and false burden because you think if you don't do something, it's not going to get done. You are not obligated to say yes to everything. And I think when we learn that, when we remind ourselves, when we live in that way, there is so much more liberty and freedom to choose what it is that we want to do, how we spend our time, with who we spend our time, and what we spend our time doing. The power of a no. I'm reading this book. In fact, it was given to the leaders at my church, and it's called Simplify. And it's a whole book about how to pretty much strip away some of the rubbish and the craziness of our lives and really get back down to the core. And so, being able to assess particular things on the basis of, is this fitting in with God's will, God's purpose, God's agenda for my life and for my current season? And so not getting involved in everything, but getting involved in the right things. There's that saying that says that all that glitters is not gold. In the same way that everything good is not God. We have to be discerning. We have to choose to say yes, and sometimes it's a no. And I think for some people, as you start your journey, if it's something that's quite new to you, you may not want to just say no directly. You may want to say, oh, unfortunately not, or not this time. There's no need to be rude with it, but it's about being assertive, and it's about knowing that ultimately I am accountable for my life, what I do, when I do, and how I do it. One of the things that I often say to people is, unfortunately not, I can't make it, I've got another commitment. And that other commitment might be the commitment for me to have downtime, or the commitment for me to go and have some recreation, to actually have a lie-in. Like at the moment, I'm just scheduling in my days when I can have a longer time in bed, when sometimes I don't get to sleep as long because of other things, So it's about how we communicate that actually, no, I can't do it. You are the only person who's going to be accountable for your life and what you do with your days and your times and everything else. And if you find that people respond negatively to you because you are saying no, or people start feeling badly towards you, well, then that's showing their heart, and it's showing their true colours in essence. Because the basis of any interaction or relationship is not a case of, because you just think, for me, well then I'm gonna, I'm not really sure how to describe it, but basically, you know what I'm trying to say. Just because somebody is in an interaction with you and they say no, if the other person flips out, it's not a good thing. Like I said, they're showing their heart, they're showing their true colours. if people say no to me, that's perfectly okay. Like, they're a grown up. They are well within their rights to what they say yes and what they say no to. You know, some opportunities come our way and it could be amazing, but if it's going to take you off track, if it's going to be a distraction to you, say no. It's not worth it. And it's hard when you start something and you realize that, man, I should not be doing this, because it is draining. It is exhausting. Last week, as you know, I do some mentoring, and we had a masterclass with some of our students, and the facilitator was saying and was sharing how when you are doing what is right for you, you are energized by it. When you are living in purpose, when you're doing that which you would, like I said, purpose to do, you feel amazing. You know, although perhaps it's a task that might ordinarily kind of feel a bit tiring and draining, because it's what you're meant to do, somehow it really revitalizes you. And I know that to be true for me personally. When I'm really in the zone doing what I know I'm meant to do, I could, you know, go on and on for a very long time. So that is the encouragement for this week. It is perfectly okay to say no. There is power in your no. There is purpose in your no. You know, take back control of areas of your life and allow God to be the one that leads, guides, and directs you. You know, we should never feel a burden or a pressure to do something, because at the end of the day, liberty and freedom is our portion, guys. So I hope that has been of encouragement to somebody. Please go and encourage somebody else. You know, we're coming into that busy season, and a lot of people are having a great time, but I always say it's such a challenge for some people for various reasons. So, you know, check in on your loved ones, check in on your friends. Don't assume that everyone is having an amazing time. You know, continue to encourage, to show love, to inspire, and have an amazing week. And I shall see you on Monday. God bless you.